Hi guys, welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday. As promised, this is the series where we go over the gear to make sure you don't break them, so we get to have gear so you can use them and not break them. This week we are introducing you to another part of our LED family. This is our Bowens mount softbox. It's a nice big source of light to give you a nice soft feel for those like romantic looks. And it also comes with a honeycomb. Now, a honeycomb is really good because it doesn't get rid of any of the softness, but it does get a lot of the spill. So when you first get the softbox out of its box, it'll come in this nifty little bag. Inside this bag are a number of items, such as this Bowens mount speed ring, 8 aluminum rods, don't lose them, the octagonal softbox, the air ventilation, 1 small diff, 1 big diff, and the bag itself. Now to set it up, the very first thing you'll need is 4 of the rods plus the bigger outside ring. Now, this is suitable to make for yourself, but our good friend Beck is gonna help me with this one. So we're gonna go around every second input with these metal rods. So we wanna go small end in, the big end is for the speed mount. We're gonna put it through this elastic loop and then into, it's like a little, underneath the Velcro, there's like a little slot there. Now, half of it is easy to see. The other half, I feel like Newer was just trying to mess with us. So our first one is the harder one. Where the Velcro ends is a tiny little, basically invisible slot that we wanna put that into. Now, if you're not able to get it in, if you just pinch it a little, it lifts it up. And now we've got one in, we only have to do it 3 more times for now. So now we've got all 4 of them in. Now we're going to attach it directly to the speed ring. So the speed ring is a little difficult to get your head around. Once again, this is octagonal shaped, and because we've got every second one in, we're going to be putting them in as a cross. So they're marked 1 circle, 2 circle, 1 circle, 2 circle. So you just have to plug the first ones in the first circles, the 1 circles, and then for your second lot, you put them in the second circle. You want to make sure that your Bowens mount is pointing away from the softbox itself. Now it's going to get a little bit difficult once you've put your second one in. Now you have to start bending the aluminium. So it always looks like a mess. I usually sit on the ground when I do this one. Teamwork. Now we have our speed mount on. We've got it in a nice square. Now doing the same method, we're going to stick it in the fabric first and then into the speed mount. Now this is where it's gonna get very tight getting these ones in. So this is aluminum, it's meant to bend. So you're gonna have to bend it in and it's gonna go in just a little bit at first. You really have to push down and bend it to get it in all the way. Now we're gonna do that 3 more times. The last one you put in will always be the hardest to put in. What I suggest is putting it face down on the ground and pushing down on the base to leverage that. There we go. And now we have our octagonal softbox ready to be mounted. So you can go back. Yeah, no thanks. Now we're gonna bring on something really beautiful, a 60-watt Godox. So now we can mount our softbox. Now, this is a Bowens mount again. We just have to align it and twist it. To put our air vent on, we're gonna connect it to this Velcro on the inner edge of our softbox. So we want to put it on so it closes all the gaps so you don't get any spillage. And we can now put our soft boxes on. So it comes with 1 small inner and 1 large outer. So the small inner one is attached via clips to the same elastic loops that we put our things from. So we're just going to do that here. Just like that, very simple, easy to use. Now, the outer one, it's attached via Velcro. Just like the other side, corner to corner, side to side. And there we are. Now the honeycomb is kind of a scary mess. Don't be afraid of it. It just looks that way. All you need to do is find the Velcro edge. And once again, just like all the other Velcro bits, edge to edge, corner to corner. And there we go. As easy as that. Now we have a really nice softbox. We can turn that on. There we go, guys. Easy as that. I'd really like you guys to try this out. Because we have a single source light, we are able to slap these modifiers on there and really change the dynamics of each light. Try it out. Don't lose things. That'd be nice. Well, how did this get here? It's another accessory for our Godox lights. Now this one is actually what's called a spot snoot. It isn't a traditional spotlight because it doesn't focus the light and brighten it like a traditional one would, and it's also quite a wide lens. If I turn that on and show you the wall, that's about like a 14 mil, and that's only about 1.5 meters away from it. What this does give us the ability to do though, is because it's such a sharp light, you get really crisp shapes and really harsh shadows. So if you're trying to do a film noir sort of thing, this is your ideal go-to. The other thing it does is it has gobos. Now gobos are these little metallic shapes that can slot into the light and give you a bunch of different shapes, as so. Once you put that in, there is a focus knob on the front of the lens, which you do have to hone in to get what it looks like. You can completely blow it out to get a really nice weird shape, or you can get really sharp shapes by honing it in to be perfectly sharp. Now, if you ever move this light, you do have to adjust the focus each time, and we do have a wide variety of different shapes available for that, as well as colors. So hey guys, look, I didn't notice until I was actually editing it, but you're gonna notice that I've put the colored gel in with the gobo. It's kind of obvious, but it wasn't until I was editing that I noticed there's these little slots right here, which it really obviously and easily is meant to go into. So, look, I think the main takeaway is we're all learning. Roast me in the comments, why not? All right, back to it. You're able to slap them straight in with the gobo. Nice little pink one there. This isn't a variable zoom lens, it is fixed, so if you do want to change the size of it, you have to move it away or bring it in closer. There are gobos with smaller circles available, which you can slide in if you really want a specific spotlight effect. The main thing to keep in mind when using this one is that it doesn't brighten your light like a traditional spot would. This is just a starter spot, so if you guys do use this a lot and you get a lot of good work out of it, and if you specifically don't break it, then who knows, we might be able to get a proper spotlight attachment, which includes variable zoom lenses and also cutters inside. So all of these accessories fit on both the 150 and the 60 watt light because they're both the Bowens mount adapters. That concludes all of our accessories. So look, use them, we have them, that's what they're there for, but ultimately, like always, don't break them. Bye.